Hello YouTube. This is 11 days since surgery. I'm feeling great. I think I finally fixed the audio issue I've been struggling with. I think I'm going to do a brief recap of the highs and lows post-surgery and other stuff. But first, the numbers. Today I was at 243, which is a 35-pound loss since my high, 33 since my weigh-in at the doctor's office when I started all this rigmarole. Can I figure out how much I've lost since surgery? 13 pounds maybe? Ish? Something like that. So yeah, cool. Still losing weight. So I had surgery on the 15th, and my doctor had two strong suggestions, things that he cared about. That was take your vitamins, drink lots of water. The day I got back from surgery, as following my doctor's instructions, I tried to eat a chewable vitamin and I had dry heaves. And that is the only time I've thrown up or almost thrown up in this entire adventure. So I stopped taking my vitamins. I think I started taking some of them on day 2 and some of them on day 3, and by day 4 I had most of them worked in. But you should always follow your doctor's instructions. But I wish he would have said start taking your vitamins on day 4 or day 3 or once you're getting all your water in and not feeling like you're gonna puke. I'm sure vitamins are important, but I just don't think they're that important on day 2. Yeah, the first couple days I had a really hard time drinking water. Whenever I drank water, I felt like I was going to puke. Lots of nausea. Really kind of unpleasant in that way. Not a lot of pain, but really hard time getting hydrated. On day 4, I was starting to kind of panic a bit with the hydration. I could tell that all the water they'd pumped into my body through surgery was, pre and post surgery was pretty much gone, and I was getting dehydrated. So I tried watered down apple juice, which my doctor had been kind of like, well, if you have to, you can do this, but you should really try to do things without sugar. I think that they're trying to kind of have the best outcomes both diet and surgery wise, whereas I wish that for the first couple weeks they just focus on recovery rather than on the diet bits. But nonetheless, so yeah, I hadn't even prepped with juice. I had a bunch of Crystal Light around and a bunch of broth around and a bunch of the protein powders and protein shakes. I wasn't expecting to drink juice because it didn't seem like something that my doctor was really excited about. So I'd had a friend bring me some apple juice the day before, and he dropped it off while I was sleeping. So that morning I tried apple juice watered down with warm water or hot water, and that worked pretty well. That worked really well. And over that day I was able to get mostly rehydrated. I got down my first protein shake, and basically by mid to late day 4 I felt pretty darn good. Since I'd kind of gone off the script both with vitamins and with liquids, I wasn't feeling very attached to following the strict diet that my doctor had set out. I knew better than to eat a big meal or eat French fries or any of that craziness, but I was curious to see what my body would handle and wouldn't handle. And I think probably on day 5 or 6 I tried some tomato soup that I'd watered down with some skim milk, and that was really nice. That was very nice. It was very satisfying. I had about a quarter cup, if that. It didn't make me sick. It didn't make my stomach work that I could tell. But it was, it felt like food. And after that, I tried some fat-free cottage cheese, and that was good. Just like a spoonful. Not that, probably the next day or something like that. I tried the fat-free cottage cheese, and that was just fine. No problems at all. Somewhere in there I tried uh, a light smoothie from Jamba Juice with some whey protein in it, and that was fine. I had to kind of drink it slow because the cold is still not the best thing. I've been eating a lot of pho, which is the Vietnamese noodle soup, chicken noodle soup. And I just don't eat the noodles, and maybe I'll have a nibble on a bit of chicken, but pretty much I just eat the broth and any of the green stuff floating at the top that I feel like eating. It doesn't seem to bother me. Like I'll have the water or the sprouts. Those don't. I don't mac on them, but I'll have a few just for variety. Probably by day 7 I had some lentil soup at work. They've got usually 2 vegetarian soup options. Again, like a eighth of a cup to a quarter cup. And I could tell that my stomach was thinking about that. It's not like I was sick. It was just like it felt a little bit heavier in my stomach. And probably on day 9-ish, I went to the PCC. We've got a, kind of Whole Foods type place near where I live. And they've got a bunch of soup options. And I had some barley beef, which was unbelievably good. But again, I could only eat, a quarter cup or less of that. And I had that twice that night. Like I had an eighth of a cup or a quarter of a cup. And then later on I had a little bit more. But yeah, the soups, anything that's been stewed or in a soup for a long time is fine. I'm not really, I pushed it a lot by going that far, but I'm not pushing it further than that, so to speak. I had wonton soup one day, mostly just drank the broth, and I had one of the wontons, and that was fine. Yeah. What else? No, I mean, I'm just being really careful about how much I eat and how quickly I eat. Like if I'm trying something new, I'll have a bite of it. I'll eat it really, really well, basically disintegrate it in my mouth, and then I won't have anything else until I'm sure that it's fine. And that seems to be working really well. I suspect that it'll probably be another 2 weeks before I can eat a little bit more normally, where you eat and then you stop when you're full, rather than you eat and you wait and you eat and you wait and you eat and you wait and then you stop because you don't want to be full. But so far, other than kind of dreading my 2 week, which is actually going to be more like my 3 week appointment with my doctor, because I have my surgery on a Tuesday and I'll be seeing him on next Friday. So 2.5 week appointment with him. I'm just going to tell him what I've been eating. I suspect he'll probably say, well, if it's not bothering you, then fine, but be careful. I've been taking all my vitamins except my calcium citrate. And that is because my doctor wants me to take like 3,500 milligrams of it, and I've got 2 ways to take that. One is a really big pill that is bigger than the size of the pill that I'm supposed to be taking, and I took one the other day, but I could kind of feel it like not quite get stuck, but I could feel it squeeze through somewhere, like maybe it was before my stomach or after my stomach, but I felt it like go pop, like it was going through a tight fit, and that just didn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. And I've also got a liquid, but to get as much as he wants in the liquid way, it would be 3 shots a day, like 3 30 milliliter shots of this stuff, and it tastes like chalk. And I could do it, but I know I won't do it in the long term, so I'm not sure what the point of doing it in the short term is. Probably because I'm not going to be eating a lot of dairy products in the short term, whereas in the long term I may very well have a more varied diet that way. I looked at the shakes I'm taking daily, and it includes some calcium in it, so I don't think I'm really need to worry about that too much, but I still feel a little bit bad. Anyways, that is where I am up to date. Down 35 or 30 pounds, depending on how you count. And hope everyone's healthy and happy. See you next time.